Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's pretty late uh, out, and I am making this video because a few minutes ago I just finished watching a documentary on how alcoholism can affect a family and the subsequent intervention that followed. And I felt that it was worth making a video on this topic because alcoholism runs in my family. I have a grandfather who was an alcoholic who became sober until his death, but I have never met him because unfortunately he died before I was born. So I only know stories about him from what my family tells. And I also have a cousin who is an alcoholic. My mother absolutely refuses to discuss the sad times of my grandfather's alcoholism, but has no problem discussing the happy aspects of my grandfather's life. My aunt, whose daughter is my cousin who's an alcoholic, my aunt has no problem telling me of my grandfather's alcoholism in order to help me understand. So, because I love to learn about my family, especially family members who have passed away before I got to meet them or before I was old enough to remember them, I always like to learn stories. So, I never understood why my mother, yet my mother didn't want to talk about my grandfather's alcoholism, yet my aunt was more than willing, even though her daughter, my cousin, is an alcoholic. But as I grow up and mature and I rethink things, I learn. I want to say that although my mother, although in my life alcoholism has been completely shielded from me, in my family, it was never talked about unless I asked questions. I was always confused by that. I always thought it was important to talk about these things, but now I realize that you have to respect people's decisions because you cannot control them, and you have to there's if you can't talk to someone about something, you can always ask questions to a different adult or a different person. So I can go to my aunt if my mom doesn't want to talk about things. And that has fulfilled what I was seeking, which is answers to questions that I have. So it turned out okay. And I always think it's important to ask and to learn. Now, although alcoholism has been completely shielded from my life, except for what I seek out to learn about it through documentaries that I just watched or questions that I ask, I feel as though something I can perhaps add to the conversation is that it's important for us young people to watch what we drink and how much we drink and the activities that we're doing while we're inebriated. It's important to respect our bodies and our relationships with our families and friends and significant others. And it's important to be faithful and true to yourself. So, my message is, if your parents, like mine, tell you that you shouldn't drink so much, and you think, well, all my other friends are doing it, or it looks cool in the movies, remember that they're only saying it because they care about you and they love you, and they're not trying to hurt you. And you have an ethical duty to watch yourself and to take care of yourself. So that's kind of all I have to say, really. That I understand that although alcoholism has been blocked in my life, I still have family members who have alcoholism, and it's such a huge, big topic, but it does run in my family, and I do like to learn about my family because I am a history major. But in closing, please, my fellow young people, use good judgment. Always use good judgment, and always stay true to yourself, and never try to impress anybody with anything, even the amount that you think you can drink. So, thank you for listening, and have a good night or good day. Bye.